everybody, it's Kelly, and I quickly showed you there how I store my Flair, and I store it in like a hardware box where you can keep nails and screws and that kind of stuff. And the reason I'm showing you my box of Flair is that I'm doing product placement with Rachel Reynolds, which is our series where we take one supply and try to use a lot of it on a layout. So I also showed you to my right hand there that I just pulled some different Flairs that I thought might work with these photos. Now I am using that kind of peachy stripe paper there. That is from Felicity Jane, and it has a diagonal stripe to it. And then I'm thinking I want to back that with this kind of aqua-y turquoisey blue paper, and that is from Webster's Pages, Clean and Simple. It's the Palm Beach Sandcastles paper. Then I'm just trying to decide here like how far down I want that photo to sit, because I might trim that paper once I figure that out, which is what I'm going to do here. Is I trimmed it a little bit because I do want some space on the bottom for what I'm planning to do with the Flair, but I wasn't quite sure how much. So I'm using my T-square ruler, yay me, because I'm actually using my T-square ruler. And what I'm doing here is I'm arranging this line of Flair. So that's what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to use my Flair this month. And I just pulled it from all over the place, all sorts of different Flair here. And then I'm putting that on there because I kind of want to figure out how much of that heart paper I'm going to use behind the peach stripe. So me putting this Flair on is going to help me decide that. And I'm playing a little bit with different colors and different arrangements of color. I wanted it bright and happy because this page is a really cool, bright, happy page. And then my shoes in that page, and then the little breast cancer ribbon on my hat there are very bright and fun. And this was a really happy day for me. I ran my first 10K. And that's just an everyday run for me. I'm going to do a 10K event in September, but this is just what I do now at least once a week from home. Alright, so kind of playing again with some color. And as I glue these down later, I'll tell you which Flair belonged to which manufacturer, just because right now I think I've got them. So again, I'm just kind of looking, okay, what do I like that? And I'm thinking as I'm looking at this, I might need a little bit more color. So I grabbed that piece of red. So the heart paper as well is from Felicity Jane. It's the Charlotte collection. And then that coral grid paper that I'm just starting to look at now is from the Felicity Jane Summer collection. These are older collections. I don't subscribe, I never have, but I buy them in like when they have big sales go on. Thank you very much, Rachel, because she's the one who kind of told me about this when I was watching one of her videos once, I think long before we even started collaborating together. So she definitely enabled this habit of me buying Felicity Jane when it's on sale, which I guess is better financially than subscribing to kits, right? But I do love the lines. Especially now that I have a granddaughter, that'll be really fun to use some of her papers to do that, to scrapbook her. All right, so I'm going back in and I'm just trimming up that heart paper. I took a couple inches off of each. And I did the same thing here with this red paper. Now I could have cut the red into 2 strips, but I have a lot of paper in my life, guys, so I was really okay with just using up part of this piece of paper, right? You know, if you don't have a large collection, I can understand that, but I do. And I love how that coral brings out kind of my coral shoelaces, and then, you know, that blue kind of harkens back to the blue in my shoes. I didn't have the exact same blue, and also on my app there. I use the Map My Run app in case anybody's curious. All right, so just getting that down. Now I'm going to put these back in order. I just pulled them off and put them on up at the top of my desk and put them back in order there. Okay, and then I'm thinking I might need like another circle somewhere. So I'm looking at that chipboard from the Felicity Jane Summer collection. And I'm going to add those in. Okay, and then I'm also grabbing this sheet of labels from the Felicity Jane Emmeline collection. They're the Emmeline labels. And I'm going to use one that says The Good Life, and then that plain one there as well. And I'm reaching above thinking that I might want to use, it felt like I needed something else up in the top with that circle. So I went to my box of die cuts and cut aparts from L Studio. And I didn't find anything in that really bright green. The green there is, I want to highlight that a little bit. So I did find, I remember that I had this Bella Boulevard washi tape. And so I'm going to just stick that around the back of my layout there. By the way, everybody, a couple of you remarked that I'm using a new washi tape container. Oh, I'm going to stop this for a second so I can tell you where these are all from. So that striped one on the left is from 2Ps. The orange slice is from the American Crafts #Summer collection. The Just Happy Living Life is from 2Ps as well. The Good Life badge there is from My Mind's Eye. It's from the Jubilee Sherbert Pretty Flair. And it has a pin back to it. So I'm going to need the I'm cutting the pin back off that, and then I'm going to also cut it off that green chevron one on the edge there. Okay. Then that polka dot is from Becky Higgins Project Life, the Kiwi Kit Flair. The Yay is from Felicity Jane. And then this kind of hexagon that I'm putting on right now is another one from the American Crafts #Summer. And I love that because it pulls in all the colors that I've used on this layout. So it makes all that makes sense. That's a little tip for you. If you have something on your layout, I usually do it with like a pattern paper, but in this case I did it with this hexagon that has all the colors. All of your colors will make sense then on the layout because it's all combined into one thing. So now you're just kind of separating them out. So that's a little tip for you on how you color match or how you use different colors. All right, then the geotag flare there is from the Becky Higgins Kiwi Project Life Kit. The that bright pink one, and it says things like always and forever and stronger and lots of different things. That is also from the Kiwi Project Life Kit. The chevron is from that My Mind's Eye Jubilee Sherbert Pretty Flair collection. And then the favorite #favorite is from Felicity Jane, and then that chevron on the far left pointing to the right, or far right pointing to the left, is from 2Ps. So I'm actually using up my old 2Ps ones, and I think I have one more left. I had to throw a bunch of them out because they're rusting, which means that the ones that are already on my layouts are probably rusting as well. So boo hiss 2Ps that your flare wasn't good. All right, then I pulled out my Bella Boulevard enamel hearts, and they're the illustrated faith enamel hearts, the all of you mix, and you can get that at Dayspring. And then I'm going to use these Bubblicious letters from the Paper Studio, and it's the uppercase turquoise letters. And I will tell you, the one thing I don't like about these letters, frankly, is that they slide all over the place. I'm very, very unhappy with them. They should actually be sticking, but every time I touch the layout, they move. So I'm going to go back as soon as I'm done doing this voiceover and use my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive to glue them down. All right, then I'm just going to journal just a touch here on the side of that label. where I put the title, and then add another one of those hearts just up there. And I'm going to take the circle off. I thought it was calling too much attention to itself. All right, guys, here is a still shot, a couple of detail shots. Go to my description box and I'll have the link to Rachel's video, and you can go to my playlist for product placement and find all those videos. Hope you guys are well. Bye.